This is Chris K with Lakeland with your second tip for helping to really break up and organize your workout program. Now, when it comes to flexibility, one of the common misconceptions is, we have to spend 15 minutes stretching, and that is really not the case. I mean, in reality, if we're stretching muscles that are already stretched, we're only going to, exacerbate our problems. All right, so usually what we want to do is just focus on 4 key areas that are tightened up during the day. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you the stretches that we utilize for our clients to really free up these areas and how we do so with these stretches. Now, what we like to do, instead of saying, okay, I want you to do all these stretches at once, take 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it may be, we break them up throughout the day. So for example, I might do 1 minute of a prayer stretch at 10 a.m. Okay, so I've knocked that out for the day. All right, at 12 p.m. or in 12 noon, I might do a set of my wall hamstring stretch, 30 seconds on each side. At 2 p.m. I could do my chest stretch, and so on. All right, so with that said, if you break these things up throughout the day, you could actually do these multiple times, literally in 1 minute per hour. So, I think that's pretty manageable. And these stretches are things that you can do really in any environment. You can do these in the office or after you get home, whatever it may be. But the 4 stretches that we find to be really key in areas that get tight during the day, are an area called the pec minor. So our first stretch would be for the chest. I'm going to raise my hand up way above my arm up way above my head here, and I'm twisting away from my body. So I've got my hand up here on a doorway or just the side of a wall here. What I'm trying to do is press down with my shoulder blade. So I'm trying not to shrug my shoulders. I'm doing this. I'm getting my hand as far up over my head as possible. I'm really trying to pull my shoulder blade of the upside, down, and back. And I'm just holding for 30 seconds on each side. All right, our next upper body stretch would be the prayer stretch. All right, with the prayer stretch, I find that elevating the arms on something like maybe a chair or a table gives you a little bit more stretch. I'm just sitting back as far at my heels as possible, reaching my arms as far out in front of me as I can. I'm feeling a stretch here in my outer back. I'm just holding for 60 seconds. All right, you can also do this for 30 seconds on each side. If you have a tighter side, you might want to hold a little bit longer. You can do a one-arm version of this. Now for the lower body, we have 2 stretches. Our first stretch would be what is called a pigeon pose. All right, this is a little tougher to get into, but it's very beneficial. You're going to cross one leg in front like this. Kind of hold the leg so it doesn't come back too far. Sort of straighten the back leg. I'll turn this way so you can see me here. Straighten the back leg out behind you. Try to rotate the knee onto the floor and lean in. You'll feel a stretch kind of in the butt cheek of the front hip. And for this, I would hold for 30 seconds for each side. Now, alternatively, if you can't say or you can't do that, what you can also do is what is called a newspaper stretch. That's kind of the position you sit in when you're maybe reading the newspaper. Sit in this position, stand tall, push down on the knee. Okay, you'll get the same thing. 30 seconds on each side. That's a good one to do maybe at the office or throughout the day. Now our last stretch, and one that has probably become familiar to readers of my column by now, would be what is called the box hip flexor stretch. All right, this is for the hip flexors, the muscles of the front of the hip here. They get really tight during the day. So what we're going to do is put one leg on a box or a step, lean forward until I feel a stretch here in the down leg, and just side bend slightly. So I'm just holding in this position, pausing, just holding for 30 seconds on each side. And again, the more times you can do those throughout the day, the better. But what I would shoot for is literally just 1 minute of each of those things. So you're talking 4 minutes of stretching a day, but by working on those key areas and breaking it up in that manner, you're going to notice a huge difference in both your movements and really from an aesthetic perspective, kind of the way your body is aligned. So that's your second tip.